Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 118 of the Realm Recap. I am Jason from Yakface.com, joined once again by Flyguy from Flyguy.net.
Good evening. You're cold, I'm hot. Different sides of the world, but
Yes.
the news is still the same. So
very much so. Since our last show, there was New York Toy Fair.
There was that little thing that happens every year.
A few
One of
decent
the coldest months of the year.
Right. Right there around Valentine's Day, as always.
What do you think of it this year, just as a summary before we dive into all the picks?
I thought it was pretty decent. I was, just speaking from the Hasbro aspect, that's the only real news I followed from the whole thing was, I was surprised that they showed as much vintage collections, kind of stepping back a bit. A lot of the stuff we saw, we either knew was coming or was kind of rumored or, leaked out, moments before Toy Fair, like the whole Target screw up, I think, really screwed things up. Plus, they had an investor presentation on the Friday, the day before, and they let some things loose, which I kind of reported on the day before. So it was kind of surprising to see some of that vintage stuff, which we'll talk about, and then it was surprising to see not much shown for Black Series stuff as far as being new products. They showed a lot of existing or stuff that's currently shipping, but the only real new thing that they did show for the Black Series was that Obi-Wan and that real, what is it? The Hyperreal Darth Vader.
Yep.
But
which is very interesting on its own. But
yeah.
Very, very strange one. I think you're right that the whole, what a screw up Target made, I think, I'd be supremely pissed if I was Hasbro at the Target reps. Whilst there were exclusives to them, just, keeping your pants for another 6 hours, just wait. Hey. Anyway.
Someone didn't read the embargo.
Yeah, exactly.
Time, but
so,
which causes to kind of rub things even more. So this new product that people didn't know was coming goes up for actual order and then goes out of stock, and then people are like, what is this? I can't get it. It's like insult to injury if you're into that sort of thing, which again, we'll talk about when we look at the black shots and whatever. Yeah. It's a very, from what I've heard and what I suspected, that it's a very, divisive kind of a line. It's like people either really like it or they don't, and they think it's going to ruin the value of every vintage item that's come out before the original vintage, not the modern vintage. But it's
very interesting comments. Yes.
Yeah. So let's get into it. We've got a few links here for different galleries and whatnot. So we'll start by showing off what you've got queued up here.
So the first one we had was just the Black Series, just to look at just the glam shots. Now, there was lots of in-booth shots. I think both you and I shared shots from different people and tweets, but just to keep it consistent, and this is the official images from Hasbro anyway, we got these. So this was a bit of a giveaway, wasn't it? I think last San Diego Comic-Con with the wonderful diorama display they had with the kind of trash compactor scene, and we kind of thought, surely now that they've molded the wet hair look, we're going to get one, and we did. And it looks like nothing different apart from the facial sculpt. So same body, same head, same helmet, same blaster, same controller. Very unusual artwork by Gregory Taddis. It just doesn't quite. He's normally really on the money, but didn't.
Yeah, that does not look like Mark Hamill.
It kind of looked like Brienne of Tarth, I thought, from Game of Thrones. Now, yeah, no. I mean, kudos to Gregory Taddis. I can't draw for peanuts, so I'm yes, take it with a grain of salt. But it's weird. Didn't look kind of great, but maybe on a bigger scale you'd notice it. But so that was Target exclusive, and I think didn't sell out too quickly.
No, it seemed to last a little bit longer, and that's supposed to be out in April, I believe. So
everything seems to be April 1. Yeah. So Han Solo Mud Trooper or Mimban. Looking pretty good in his box, and very nice artwork there too.
Very,
nice.
very popular figure.
Yes. Padme, 2 per case, thankfully.
Yep.
She's hot and popular, and kind of, as your reports have been saying, pretty much coast to coast.
Yep.
Is hitting stores or beginning to hit e-tailers and all that kind of stuff. And she looks different in the pictures with very chubby cheeks. They're very kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, so, again, another odd angle that makes her face look than it really is.
It doesn't look like her, but the figure looks pretty good up close.
Yep, and the figure, like some of the glam shots of her that were released prior to the actual product hitting shelves didn't really do the figure justice.
Agreed.
It was very, it just didn't look right. It was obviously prototype photography, but the in-hand one I did pick one up the other day, and it looks really spot on.
Yep, it's been a long time coming. It's the 2 blasters is really nice touch too, actually.
And the alternate hand that is included, like you can't see it in the package here, but there's a second right hand that's included that is a larger grip for the
bigger blaster.
Battle Droid blaster. Yeah, so
that's kind of thoughtful. I've seen them do that in a while. Battle Droid. You had a nice picture. I don't know if it was you or who it was, but you had a nice kind of picture of the variations we're probably going to get.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah,
that was nice.
So I imagine that's a no-brainer, obviously, of potential exclusives or multi-packs or something.
Yeah, for me, this was another no-brainer reason to get a case. It was 2 per case for this guy as well, which I thought was just completely sharp of them to do. The 2 figures I thought they needed the most. The controversial figure, which I think everybody said everything about. Everybody's bitched about it or liked it or not. You're getting there.
Still bitching about it.
Exactly. Still going on about it, still whinging about it. So yeah, whatever. You'd have to buy it. I was really surprised by this figure in the close-ups. I'll try in between some of the shots and dig out some of the guys. One of our photographers was there and he took some pictures for us and got a good couple of close-ups of his face in the heat kind of tattoos that apparently, which no one's really tested yet or seen as far as I know.
If you head on over to what site is it? From Forlom to Zuckus.
Did they have
it? You put it in the freezer, and that's when the red scars or whatever his not tattoos, but whatever his facial markings are, they change really drastically to red.
Let's see if they've got something kicking around. Maybe not.
I thought they had it in there somewhere. It might have been on their Facebook page or something like that.
Yep.
Well, if I can find a link, I could share.
I'll have a look. Maybe try them out. But yeah, it looked nice, and we'd seen a kind of prototype earlier on, which kind of raised some questions about the neck but it was, I think, an early one, but it's turned out really nice, really nice.
And also the weapons change color as well.
Wow.
I've heard from the same site that if you put the weapons in the freezer, the red parts, they glow more. They're simulating glow from Solo, so it's pretty cool.
I thought that would have been something they'd maybe shown off at the demonstration. I don't think. I don't know. Key feature to show off. They did show the battle droid. I think Fantatrax had a clip. Someone in the booth caught a picture of somebody bending and collapsing the battle droid, which was good. Which, we should have mentioned as a fully collapsible down, pretty much a very kind of surprisingly good figure. But no stand with this figure again, which I'm a little bit this hesitancy about stands. Never mind. This party's over. Looks good.
Yep. It's a nice robe,
which I think a lot of people will be buying to. It's not a cape, not capes, darling. It's a lot of people will be buying to swap out with maybe other figures, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Make up the Jedi. Jump Trooper, which is just heading now for some GameStops. Canada, I think it was. I don't think it's in the US, is it? Is that what you've seen?
No, Canada's version is EB Games, and that's who's getting it in Canada stores. I think it's not due until I think it's end of March or May. I can't remember. It's March or May for in the US.
Yeah. And there's the ones we just hinted at, the Star Wars Celebration exclusives, and probably Hasbro Toy Shop thereafter.
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 1 Darth Maul, repacked, same Maul, shiny foil packaging like we saw with Luke at last Celebration.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan repacked again. So both, so they did confirm this will be on an archive wave at some point.
Yep. Part of wave 2 of the.
Yep. And of course, Obi-Wan with these little ponytail will also be in the black and red or revised black and red box art line at some point. We'll see it.
Yep.
But yeah, so Celebration exclusives. And that was it that was their glams for most of the Black Series. I don't think we've missed too much there. There may have been other things in the booth.
Right.
But, yeah, that was the glams. And then the other one, which was a bit of a surprise, you and I were just talking about this before we started, which, again, you had mentioned in some reveals before.
Yep.
Jabba. 10-inch? 10-inch, I believe?
About 8 inches.
About 8 inches. Let me have a look at the press info. 8
8
inch, yep. And $80. Although a few Amazon, I think, had it 50 at one point for Prime.
Yep. I don't even think he had to be a Prime member. It was a mispriced, and then they altered it after word got out that they were charging 50 instead of 80. So I got in on the $50 price. So I was going to let that opportunity go to waste.
Well, that was kind of interesting. And not seen here in these glam shots, but I got a couple of good press shots at the booth, and we can dig them out later on, is the kind of blast effect, which kind of makes this, although you can see it in the box there, the blue, it's pale blue in the flesh, but that really makes it an Empire Strikes Back Vader, really, I guess, because of the grid, and so it's, I don't know whether the chest plate is accurate, but...
it is, yeah. What was kind of interesting is solicitation, well, not solicitation, but original links, like on BrickSeek, listed it as an episode 4 Vader. And, you know, just like how Target spoiled the retro collection line, Walmart spoiled this because they posted images on their website of this prior to it being officially announced.
Yep.
And I was able to get those out there in advance of Toy Fair, and other sites had to pull them down. But since I have no working relationship with Hasbro, I left mine up.
Exactly. Interesting figure. I'm kind of, you've bought a few Hot Toys in Sideshow over the years, as have I. The thing that I'm a little concerned about, and I've bought one as well, and hopefully we'll get a review and have a look at it, but that body underneath what essentially is a thick fabric or a thick material, plastic, could be quite difficult to pose at certain angles like that. There'll be quite a lot of bunching up of the material in that corner of the elbow as you close it. It rings back to me very much the kind of, and hence the reason why there's so many still available on Sideshow right now, they can't get rid of them, is the Force Awakens troopers that had very thick rubber suits underneath, and when the elbows bent, it bunched up, and then the armor bunching up, and it just, you couldn't get any, so it kind of held the blaster like, it was just so...
Yeah,
kind of only worry I think I have about that figure, but
it's an interesting concept. You know, they're trying new things, and what's cool is this has like an underlying metal skeleton that this body is then built upon, and it has, you know, full realistic range of motion and articulation. So I think Star Wars Action News, they had a really nice video on their site as part of their Toy Fair coverage. They had an interview with the Hasbro team, and they went through, you know, posing the skeleton. They, you know, showed the inner workings of how it all goes together, and you know, why they chose that scale to debut this Hyperreal line. And it'll be interesting to see how they deal with human characters having skin. So I know there's a rumored Luke that's supposed to be part of this line. Whether his joints are hidden by the clothes or what, I don't know how that works with like wrists and neck and all that stuff where you have visible skin. So it'll be interesting to see how long this line lasts. As far as they said this isn't going to be like some sort of replacement for the regular Black Series, and there's not going to be a bunch of these types of figures per year. They said, it's a higher end limited edition type of line. So there'll only be a few product releases of this type in a single year. So
I think we can bank upon at least being or having a Boba Fett Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
The masked faces should be a whole lot easier to do. You're right. If Luke is in there and others, everybody being so critical these days, I mean, if it ain't perfect, they're going to rip that thing apart.
Right. And even with this Vader, there's complaints regarding the helmet about the sculpt of it, and does it match blah blah, the actual helmet from Empire. And if you put 10 different figures down in front of 10 different people, you're going to get
10 different
opinions on it as far as what's wrong or what's right. So we'll see how well it's received once people actually have these in hand.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an audience out there for this kind of stuff. I love the Marvel Legends 12-inch line of the last couple of years, and I really hope they went into that with 12-inch in Star Wars. I think it would just make more sense. 8-inch, don't know. Let us know what you think, people, when you're watching. Leave a comment.
Sure.
What else was that? Was pretty much in the Black Series, apart from one other one that just arrived and surprised both you and I.
Yes, this was yesterday.
Yeah. Surprised, but no surprise, isn't it? I guess.
Right. Hasbro.com, not the new Hasbro Pulse site, which replaced Hasbro Toy Shop. They posted a link to this. It's hard to say what this is from because it has aspects of the new animated series Star Wars Resistance. It includes the gold Commander Pyre in there. It's got the Kylo Ren from The Last Jedi in it. It has this new mountain trooper that came from out of nowhere. Basically, the consensus is this is a trooper that we're going to see as part of the Galaxy's Edge.
Yep.
Not event, but theme park at Disneyland and Disney World.
Yep.
Because you could kind of see some of the building, the Batu or whatever the hell it's called, the location that this Galaxy's Edge takes place. Because it's kind of the trooper itself is kind of a amalgam of the First Order armor and the like Scarif armor.
Yeah, it's kind of Imperial hover tankish / Scarif / stuff. Yeah, it's a kind of hodgepodge.
Yeah. So it's like, is this going to have some sort of a film representation, or is it just a park thing? Like Hasbro made up different things for different events at the parks before, so it's not out of the question. And then this 4-pack, quote unquote, includes a mouse droid item.
I know. Price point, I don't think was mentioned anywhere I saw. But it wouldn't surprise me if this is a kind of $59.
Oh,
$60. Can't see much more.
It's a park exclusive. You got to throw that premium tag on there sometimes. So $20 a figure. I'd say it's a $70 to $80 item.
Ouch. That's pretty exorbitant. And so many people are grumbling already about the Kylo. Another Kylo.
Another Kylo.
Damn.
And essentially a repaint of the First Order Stormtrooper for the Commander Pyre. And then, like I said, there's some new parts for that mountain trooper. So
yeah, there definitely is, without a doubt. But it'll be the same old crappy elbows on that First Order trooper, that's for sure.
Hasbro relatively quickly pulled this listing off of Hasbro.com and all mention of it. but they didn't. I'm kind of surprised they didn't reach out to sites and say, hey, take this down. It wasn't supposed to come out yet, but no, they didn't. At least not to me. Maybe they did others. I don't know.
Wouldn't be. I doubt it's the way they do it, but there's plenty of other companies and sites that like a little bit of a leak just to see and get some buzz going, and then they put, the leak. It does happen. So, and it's certainly done the trick. So yeah.
I like the set personally. I'll definitely be getting it.
Just the cost of getting it, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dang. There's got to be a lot of people that were first order troopers and gold Sharpies.
Yeah, I mean, I see in the custom forums or the custom groups on Facebook, people are already making. They were already making that Commander Pyre gold stormtrooper, so I was surprised that Hasbro got to it so soon. I don't know. It's not one I expected to see in the Black Series quite yet.
I'm sure Lucasfilm will have, or Disney will have shared some digital assets, I'm sure, prior to the animation being filmed or the concepts to try and see if they can work it in with the toilet. So, maybe a year ago or something, maybe they knew, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not a hard one for them to do if it's the same figure and just repaint it. So.
Yeah.
You posted General Grievous is processing at a few places.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yep. I noticed Entertainment Earth and has Darkside started processing those yet?
I think so. Yeah, they said they're coming next week or something. They're coming. I think everybody's getting them basically.
Yeah. So
good.
That was kind of originally thought to be an April release, but some of them got across the sea early.
Yep, they did indeed. And the other one that's shipping, which we just mentioned, is the Jump Troopers, which an Instagram follower of yours said he had. So there you go. Jumpy Troopers, looking very good indeed. We got to talk about this stuff. Retro. Right. This caused a lot of controversy, this line. Not only for the fact that you couldn't buy them when they were announced, as we mentioned. Do you want to go first, or I'll go first? I don't know.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
I posted this, and I've moaned quite a lot about it, and posted an Instagram picture of the Mona Lisa with a big retro sticker on it. The point, sarcasm aside, was to say, yes, I understand it is might be confusing to those who don't collect. I get that, but all they needed to do was flip the card over, and they would literally see that it's a different figure on the other side. Plus, all this weathered stuff here. It's going to be a dead giveaway. It really has to be a bit of a dead giveaway. But I feel almost Hasbro did this as a bit of a... They didn't want any negative controversy or publicity, so they printed the damn thing on.
Yeah.
That's what I feel is it's a stupid sticker for stupid people that don't know. That's what I feel.
Right.
So, sorry, stupid people, but I think it's a stupid sticker. It's not a sticker. It's printed.
Right. Anyway, why couldn't... I understand the need to set this apart in some way to make it visually eye-catching or whatever they're trying to accomplish here. But I would rather have it be something similar to the smaller, for one thing.
Sure.
And more in keeping with the original Kenner type of stickers that were either the Starburst type sticker or even the corner, I
was just going to say that this is
the 9-nub mail away or the Emperor Palpatine mail away. It's like it doesn't have to be that big and covering up the picture so much. It's just
that's what I felt. I felt like this is a magazine I read a lot, Retro Gamer, and in the top right hand corner there's a little. It's kind of hard to see maybe there's a little flash, a little. You're a graphic designer. I don't know what you would call that. A little flash or a banner or something. Retro or something. But this freaking gigantic right over the art is kind of like stupid. I think it's really, really stupid. But there was certainly a lot of people that were upset about the sticker, and these are the 6 that we got. And they went to great lengths. The new Steve Evans, or one of the new Steve Evans that was at the booth. Actually, we've seen him before. I can't remember his name, but he was all three-piece suited up.
Yep.
And made great lengths. We can't comment on any other releases in this line. Well, clearly you've made half of the first 12, so yeah, I think we can give the other 6 a chance that they're coming. But
so another point of contention with this line is people were saying that, well, they're going to try to sell these loose as replacements, or to try to fake out loose vintage collectors.
Yep.
But obviously, with today's production standards, it has to be date stamped or have manufacturer numbers that have the proper, or at least the current markings. It's going to say 2019 or 18. It's going to say Hasbro. It's going to say made in wherever. A lot of the original figures, they're not going to have the current markings, obviously. So, and also, I believe Dave Myatt from over at Rebel Scum, when he was doing some of the recap of this, he confirmed that they might be slightly bigger in scale than the original figures. So they might just be. I posted, I think it was on Twitter, a comparison of the rocket firing mail away Boba Fett that they did in 2012 or 2010. I can't remember which year. I photographed that next to the original Kenner Boba Fett, and it's, an eighth of an inch taller. So there'll be a height issue as far as a discrepancy between the original Kenner figure and these new retro ones. Another point of contention about this line is these are Target exclusives.
Yeah.
But there's a game that's coming out.
Yes.
The Death Star, Escape from the Death Star game. It's a reissue of the classic Kenner.
Yep.
Or, is it Kenner or Parker Brothers?
Kenner, it's part of both. They're both the same, really. But,
yeah. Escape from the Death Star game, and it comes with a exclusive carded Tarkin, Grand Moff Tarkin. Obviously, never made before, but that set is not exclusive to Target.
Correct.
That is the dumbest. I don't get that thinking at all.
I find it incredible stupidity, and I deeply, deeply question the thought process it has for doing this. Now, they'll argue and say, oh, well, after much deliberation and thought processing, our marketing teams are blah, you screwed this up. You should not have printed the goddamn sticker on it. Or the exclusive, as you say. I mean, it makes no sense.
Right. And people are going to be like, they don't want the game, they want the figure. So now you have to buy a $20 game to get a $10 figure.
I know.
And then what?
I know. Just deal with scalpers.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they are available currently as I speak on robotkingdom.com, which is where I managed to get a couple of sets because I missed out in Target just by seconds.
Yep.
And I think, as we were saying earlier on, I mean, it was like 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning that they sold out, or some of them started to sell it, and then the whole lot was gone.
Yeah, once word got out that these were actually available for purchase prior to them being announced and revealed at Toy Fair, they sold out. So
I think as product launches go, and if they get more, that would be wise. But the point I wanted to make with these was these are the absolute crown jewels, the first 6 of 12, the first 12, the absolute crown jewels of Hasbro or Kenner's success, everything. And you limit them, and you kind of literally pee all over them with a big printed blah. It's not even a good-looking graphic design sticker. A giant, if it'd been done in the style of Free Nien Num or Free Boba Fett or a Flash or something that harked back in the font to the. But I think what they thought again in their minds was, if we don't make this like, hello dummy, this is blah blah blah, we're going to get negative press, and that just. How thick are we all getting that we can't turn it over? And
and like you mentioned about the weathering, the weathering is not actual weathering; it's printed fake weathering. So it's
giveaway.
Like,
but then again, the statement of filling their money are easily parted. Someone with too much money will do it, and I think that's the fear they had. But at the same time, it's like, make it a sticker,
right? Like with the Transformers line, that's the reissue of a lot of those original G1 Transformers. Those boxes are spot on reproductions of the original, minus some copyright stuff and some modern logos and whatnot, but they didn't weather those. They didn't, throw stickers on them saying retro. It just seems to be an unnecessary.
It's
version.
Awful, quite frankly, awful. But I bought them. Oh, I guess it worked. We sold out, so I guess it worked. But
sucker, I bought them.
Talking to a couple of one other reseller in Hong Kong and one in Australia and even one in America here, and they're all saying this is the dumbest move they've ever made. If we had been able to sell these, we could have sold 40,000 units of these. Not to limit them to Target, but oh well, they're made.
Yep.
Silly people. So we covered the retro and the Tarkin.
Yeah.
More exclusives came in the vintage collection line, which you posted about.
Yes, the Walmart exclusive Lando that kind of leaked out. I found that back, I think, in December, that there was potential for a Walmart exclusive Skiff-Guard Lando, and it did come to pass when they announced it officially at Toy Fair. This one is not just a simple reissue of the one that came out in the vintage collection before that had the Sandstorm version.
Yep.
They retooled the legs to make him taller, because the prior figure was short in comparison to the figures. So they did do some reworking here, and obviously these new figures for the vintage collection have the photoreal effect applied to them. So
it was pretty good. Again, that sold out pretty quickly, though, I believe.
Yep.
So, it's kind of like, here's all the new products at Toy Fair, but you can't buy any of them because they're all sold out. It just doesn't make sense.
And giving it to Walmart as an exclusive is just the worst because they have so many issues fulfilling or at least getting their product out on time. Like that Mimban Stormtrooper now finally starting to get retail like 6 months after it really should have been.
It's very clear that there's some issues with Walmart and Hasbro, though, because, again, to have stickered product for Rey and the Mimban Trooper, and there's a lot of stock being made of that Rey, a lot.
Yeah,
I've seen some of the quantity, and it's a lot. To have made all that in Walmart to just go, no, don't want it.
Right.
Really? Now they're I just don't understand what they're doing. But never mind. Brick and mortar. They love brick and mortar. So yeah, he sold out, which is shitty.
Also, the Target exclusive Han Solo vintage collection figure also went up that same morning as the Black Series Luke, Death Star Escape, whatever you want to call it, and the retro collection line, and that sold out again pretty quickly, as you'd expect.
No, but yeah, it makes no sense. Anyway, you posted these, and I must admit, I went, oh yeah, okay, he's talking about the European stuff we'd seen before, but I didn't realize their facial scan updates.
Right.
I completely forgot. So thank you for posting and reminding that. But yeah, so Hasbro.com posted them, but yet their list of places to buy isn't really accurate. It doesn't make any sense.
No, and they're not going to be able to be available at retail here in the US, but like online stores, Dorkside and Entertainment Earth are going to be able to offer them, I believe.
Yep.
So
word, I think, but You had some fruity comments in the page about this, about people that were getting annoyed about kind of,
yeah.
Oh, yes, it should be available in the UK, and yeah, but we want it in the US as well. And just, oh my God, everybody's going to get a chance to get this thing, I think. So
yeah. And what's interesting too, these figures were issued before, like in the vintage collection, in the first wave, or first 2 or 3 waves of the vintage collection in 2010.
Yep.
They have the same number as those figures, but they changed the packaging front and back slightly. Like this figure was called Luke Skywalker Endor Capture.
That's right.
It's called Endor. There was also the Princess Leia was called Leia Hoth Gear, I think.
Yep.
And right. Han Solo was Han Solo Echo Base.
What does it say now? I can't remember what it
I think it just says Hoth.
Or Echo Base.
Echo Base. I thought it said something else. It
might have been Echo Base outfit or something.
Yeah, something like that. But and then the Darth Vader one is, I don't know. It's
awful.
The helmet is just, what is wrong with that thing?
I think I'm sure it's a removable helmet version.
Yeah, it is. So does that mean we're going to get a realistic Sebastian Shaw head under there?
I mean, I just think as a marketer for 30, you would have had a little circle up there showing the face, but
take the helmet off. Or
yeah, exactly. You've got facial. You've clearly got the facial scan tech for all the other guys,
right?
So surely to God, you've got it for the one that you've got here. To show the feet, I don't understand them.
That particular sculpt has that bad hand for Vader that can't do anything with. I mean, it's that right hand is too open to hold a lightsaber.
I think it's the kind of join me hand, isn't it? Join me together and that kind of stuff. But yeah, you're right. I remember that one. Like, it's good that everybody's getting these again, but it's certainly where I was at the time in Australia, we were drowning in these. They could not give this wave away, but I think it was one of those, when a country get loads of them, you guys get none of them.
Yeah.
So, which normally happens the other way around, but yeah. God, that Echo Base, I can remember seeing it swinging for like $4 and nobody wanted it. And now, of course, everybody does. So that's pretty much it, I think, for Vintage Collection. There's more. There's more. We had some, don't have photographs right here, but you had some. There was Rogue One Trooper, Stormtrooper. There was, who were the other troopers? Let me see if we can, I should have put them in the notes. My apologies.
There was the Rogue One Trooper. There was the Tank Cap Commander.
Yep.
There was also, I don't see the link here in the notes, but there was also the Walmart exclusive Jabba's Palace set that they showed off.
That's right. Let me get a quick look at that. We've got some pictures here from the booth. You can just quickly flick through them. Yep. So there's you.
Oh,
which we never. I mean, that's the Barge. Well, yeah, that is the Barge version.
Yep.
With these little drink cups. So, and the coin, which is a nice little addition. Just expand that a little bit, and we'll skim through some of the other pictures to see what this is. Just everything from the booth. The skiff, which we talked about, well, we didn't talk about, but we'd known about.
Yeah.
Which is still available pretty much. There's still a few places selling it. So if you've not got it yet, get in there.
Yep, that went for pre-order right away when it was announced through Hasbro's new Pulse site. So this is an all-new skiff, scaled up, completely new tooling. It's got some cool removable panels. It's got this, display base that you could position the skiff like in a tilting. Like it's leaned over to the one side, like it's going to move its crew into the Sarlacc, and it's really nice looking. They did an excellent job on updating and not just reissuing that original skiff.
Yep.
Again.
If you remember the base that the original one came with, I won't say what it looked like, but we've,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was always a very questionable looking Sarlacc. But yeah, lots of troopers. There's the Hyperreal Blast Splash. Kind of huge, I think.
Right.
But a bit big, maybe. I don't know. That's, to me, it is. It seems in 2 parts almost there as well.
Very Elsa and these. It looks like
your daughters are still going to be stealing that for like swappable hands, which we kind of talked about. Thanks again to our photographer for taking these pics. He did a wonderful job on a very busy, crowded day. We've got some Marvel we'll skip through. Sorry, folks. Never the twain shall meet, but there is more Star Wars, I think, in here somewhere. Oh, well, you're getting a look at Marvel while we go through. There we go. There we go. So there's a few more pics in there. There's Luke. And we've got some more shots of the... there we go. There's Han we talked about.
Yep.
Same body as a Stormtrooper, completely the same, but just swap out head.
Yep.
And pretty bad job, but I hope it's a mock-up on that Photoshop on the card. It looked terrible, the other shots that I saw of Han's face on the...
Yeah, it doesn't look right at all.
Not right. Something's not right with the lighting on it, but great to get Han in that on a vintage card, which is awesome. More retros. They went with big head Han for some reason. Rather than small head. Troopers, Lando we talked about. There we go. So Lando on his card. Looking very nice. Retro Chewie. Look. Chopper, which is coming soon. We never even showed carded shots of these. 000 in the background, looking very nice with these attachments. Ezra, which is another one we never really got to glam shots of. Again, I don't know why they didn't give us glams. Maybe not ready at the time of doing that.
Mm-hmm. They issued the glams back at San Diego when they first revealed it, and they just didn't send them out.
So they did. So they did. My apologies. You're right. Obi-Wan looking very good on the facial scan front.
Yeah, very nice.
Maul with all these accoutrements. Still looks great considering that was nearly 5 years ago, that first figure. Bit of mace. Yeah, there we go. Anakin from the archive line with his face that we've seen. You again.
Hello.
You again. How do you pronounce? I was saying that a review was like, is it Sealt Marie, or you must know surely? You don't.
To be honest, I've always just said Salt Marie.
Salt Marie.
Yeah. I might have something very cool to share regarding this figure maybe in a week or so. I'll tease that again later on the site, but I might have something special on the way regarding.
That would make very good sense considering that is your site's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, more. There we go. There's the Jabba's throne room playset piece, which was an exclusive to... Oh god, I can't remember now.
Walmart.
Was it Walmart as well? Oh joy.
So this is Hasbro kind of returning to their roots as far as having playset environments for, they dabbled a bit again with Solo, with those two, they're not cardboard, but they're hardboard kind of displays. These new ones, though, are very much in keeping with the original Kenner line as far as being plastic. And whatnot, but this is pretty cool. This is kind of a configurable Jabba. What are they calling? Jabba's Palace adventure set.
Yep.
It includes both the Han Solo with carbonite block and the Reese figures, both individually carded on vintage cards, which is pretty cool. The slab, the carbonite block of Han, has been modified to be magnetic on the back, and it could be positioned up or down on the wall to kind of replicate that when Leia Bouche deactivates the panel on the wall behind him. I think this is great. I mean, this is the kind of thing that we've been asking Hasbro for a long time. So
it's pretty nice.
Too bad it's Walmart's exclusive.
Again, I don't get the exclusive stuff, but I guess the extra coin they get from them. But
the price point is very reasonable at $50, considering it's got two $10 or two $15 figures in it.
That's true.
I don't know how they managed to get that price that low, but it's
and that's not up for pre-order. I haven't seen that for pre-order yet, is it?
No, I found a page link for it, but it has. I'll check right now. It has not gone live yet.
And that's an essential one, I think, considering they're on card. We need to get those figures. And there's more of the figure set that we talked about. And the glam shot, or not the glam shot, but the box art, I should say, of, there you go, as you mentioned, the two figures inside. That's going to be very popular just for that alone.
Yep. And there's I think this was during, again, Star Wars Action News's video, they were kind of pressing the Hasbro crew about expanding this to include more of Jabba's palace, have Jabba's throne and some of the other access points and whatnot for the palace. And they seemed very open, I'll say, to that possibility. So I wouldn't count out this expanding to include other aspects of Jabba's palace in the future.
Well, it kind of makes sense after all the investment in the barge, and seeing the returns on it, the amount of people that have invested in it, to then expand upon that theme, which would make perfect sense. But I love the little shot of E-Fontaine, which, head to eBay, and Bib Fortuna head to eBay. Up there, and Jabba head to eBay. They're kind of a lot of figures that, unless you've been really faithful to this line, is a bit of a pain in the buttocks to get at this point. There's more shots of that stuff there. That's just the booth and PR peeps. Hyperreal. I think that's nearly the end of it. The retro with the gigantic print mistake and other stuff in Marvel. I think that was us.
Yeah.
Yep. So thanks again, Mr. Photographer. Yeah, so that was pretty much, I think we've covered all now.
Yeah.
I don't think we did. And the Rogue One Stormtrooper, which I still don't have a shot for there, but there was the Rogue One, a Stormtrooper basically in a Rogue Trooper vintage collection packaging, which I'll try and find a shot for at some point. That was the glams. We talked about that. Gifts. You talked about the vintage barge. Any more on the barge you want to tell? Because some people might not know that a little giveaway they can win a barge.
We have still working this out with Eddie, and he contacted me the other day, and I need to get back to him on that. Yakface is partnering with Dorkside Toys to give away 2 Jabba's sail barges.
Damn.
So we're going to give away one social media, whether it's Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, a combination of all 3. We're working out those details. And then the second one is going to be given away at Celebration Chicago. So, yeah, that's pretty sweet. If you must
take a barge, pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. So, yeah.
So again, I'll post details on that here short. Well, I will say the barges are going to start shipping this coming week on Monday. I think March 4th is the day they officially go out. People have been checking by signing up for FedEx's delivery services. You can check and you can see if a label has been created for your particular barge/barges.
Wow.
And if one has been created, it says, your barge will be here Wednesday of next week already. That's not technically accurate because they've issued the label, and the arrival date is based on the creation date of the label, not the date it actually ships. So they made the label, let's say Friday. They said, well, if it ships, we made the label, it's shipping today, basically. That's what the system thinks it's doing, but they're not actually going to be shipping out until the 4th. So then it'll be sometime later next week. If you live close to the distribution centers, whether you're on East or West Coast, you might have it in 2 days. Mm-hmm. But most of us will be receiving it, next week, the week after. They're starting to ship on Monday. So that doesn't mean all of them, all 8,000 and whatever, are going to all go out on the same day. So it's very exciting.
Watch out for porch pirates and Yeah, you don't want to get this stolen. So let's hope the shipping is intact and good.
Delivery confirmation is required, or a signature confirmation is required, so you need to be present or have someone present to sign for it. Unless, I don't know if FedEx offers a signature release. I know UPS does. I do that all the time, but
I hope it's not Hasbro Toy Shop that's shipping this thing.
You'll have to schedule your day
off.
off.
It in a box and one bubble, and oh my goodness.
Supposedly, it looks pretty well protected as far as they've got the styrofoam corner protectors.
Nice.
Inside the outer shipping box. I imagine the phone calls that customer service is going to get if there's one ding on any on someone's
corner is folded. Oh my god, yes, it's going to be hell. But, well,
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. It's good. And stay tuned if you want to win one. Triple Force Friday is coming.
Yes, Force Friday, which is we announced. I announced that back a few months ago that it was going to be coming on October 4th, and that is the official day. Basically, they're calling it Triple Force Friday because it's a combination of the merchandise release of Episode 9, The Mandalorian, and also Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, this new game from EA.
Yep.
So
October 4, that's the day you got to put in your calendars. And remember, that happens online and in store. So if you can't get to store, there'll be plenty of stuff online for sure, as per previous years. Because I know a lot of people are a little bit gutted. There's no Toys R Us, because that was normally the only store that did it. So there's a few other stores that picked up the slack. But yeah, should be good.
And also the merchandise for Frozen 2 launches that day. So
let it go. All right. Yeah, you're gonna have a big busy night that night, aren't you? So
yeah, my kids have watched that Frozen 2 trailer about 9,000 times.
It looks dark, man. It doesn't look happy. It looks very kind of very serious Frozen though. It's kind of like, oh, okay. So yeah, quite different. I think that was Triple Force Friday. We had a couple of other little bits and pieces floating around. Something I'm sure you saw. I think you did post this. I don't know, but
I think I retweeted the tweet that I saw that might have had it.
But you're I saw it in StarWarsCollector.de. But I just thought of you the minute I should have sent it. But yeah, you probably saw it. But that's good looking little Yoda. I like that.
Yep, I need that.
Yeah, cool little seat as well. Very nice indeed. That's coming out soon, and some other stuff. Well, this was pretty gorgeous, and an update to the original Sideshow one, Cody. I have to say, I just sold mine recently. I didn't know this was coming, honestly, to a buyer. But I have my funny suspicions that apart from the helmet, it's the same armor and the same bodysuit underneath. I don't know. There was nothing wrong with the original figure.
No.
Really nothing wrong with it. It yellowed a little, even keeping it protected. And there's definitely some other nice pieces on this, but I don't know. Maybe they started all from scratch again, but just some bits and pieces look very similar to me. But of course, it's the same figure, so I guess it would. But lovely job on the helmet. The recessed detail and the mouthpiece there was just like, just currently sitting in my cart, just going, should I? Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? I think I should, but yeah. And next to a picture of now this could be the old Sideshow version of this guy, but doesn't look like it.
No, that looks like a new Airborne Trooper to me.
Yeah, it looks like a new version of the Airborne Trooper is coming, which would make sense if they do Cody, little army builder. But he's pretty gorgeous and a really very good.
Nice.
Yep, thumbs up indeed, man.
It's cool.
Stunning. What else do we have? We had Tamashii
Nations.
Tamashii Nations. I think this is more Bandai stuff here. So Toy had some pictures, which I thought were good. I didn't actually see these until the other day. There's so much stuff at Toy Fair, but These are quite nice. These are pretty good. A little model kit, I guess, aren't they? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Bandai's line has got pretty huge for their Star Wars license.
And very cheap prices as well. So if you want a kind of stand-in, that'd be a very good stand-in, almost 6-inch Black Series kind of 3PO with vac metallization rather than the kind of so-so version we've got.
Yep.
It's quite nice. Stromie looks a little hunched, but still good. Nice Darth. And Grievous. Some of these we'd seen already, but they're back in the cabinet for display. And not a bad Han either. You ever had one of these in your hand?
No.
They're kind of light. They're a little bit light. They are model kits, but they're very sophisticated kits. But they're quite nice. And the other one was this one here. We'll put all these links in the show notes on the vids. And again, we'd seen these before. I don't think there was anything particularly new.
There's some new sequel trilogy ones. The Phasma,
yep,
and the First Order Stormtroopers were new. I don't know if we had seen an actual Kylo Ren before. I know they had showed off illustrations, concept images for them. Not bad.
Oh yeah,
they're starting to get a little out there.
Yeah. The 3PO is nuts. It's absolutely.
There's a little butt plate.
Yeah, that's nice. The Phasma looks very nice indeed.
Yeah, that armor translates well into kind of samurai-ish.
There's kind of 3PO with his fan. Captures the character. I'll say that. It captures the character. And that doesn't look right. Something looks wrong with that face. I don't know what's going on with that helmet.
Yeah, it's like
somebody ironed it or something. And I think that was pretty much it for that stuff. And the only other one or two things was, did you buy any of these? The Target Con Funko we're just about to talk to?
I did, not online though. I was able to go into my store yesterday and pick up a couple of the new releases at Target for Funko. I got the flocked Baby Nippet Ewok and the glow-in-the-dark Darth Vader. I took a hard pass on the large Wicket. I just don't have room for those 10-inch pops.
You don't have room, period.
I don't know.
I don't have room, period, either. So I know.
It's kind of out of control. I was going to pick up some of the other ones. I mean, I do like the Captain Marvel one, but I didn't. I was able to pick up. I actually picked up 2 of each of those, the Nippet and the Darth Vader, helping out a couple other collectors.
Yep.
So.
Yep, they were quite nice. And that. Oh, yep. No, there's more. There's more. Stay tuned. There's more. This was Diamond's booth at Toy Fair, and I'll have to admit I didn't recognize or know much about some of these products at all. I think it's more the Gentle Giant statues.
Yeah, that was kind of a big announcement during the Toy Fair hype. Diamond bought the Gentle Giant bought Gentle Giant's assets, so they are now the owner and distributor of that manufacturer, that line. They are now part of Diamond. So,
wow, that's quite a nice look.
I really want that, to be honest. That's a great looking bust.
It is really good facial sculpt. They really captured his likeness here. I think everybody's using facial scan in some shape or form.
That's
yeah, very L'Oreal. He's worth it. Kind of dried, cool look. That's nice. Love that blaster he's got in Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the artifacts statues and gallery statues.
The Dengar looks fantastic sitting down.
Yep.
I suppose. So yeah, if you're into statues, there's a few coming. Porg bookends.
Oh yeah, I didn't see those Porg bookends.
Star Wars Porg and Luke Skywalker lightsaber bookends. Oh, it's the scene where he's trying to switch on the lightsaber and
kill
his Porg buddy.
Interesting.
Keep coming.
Yeah, I don't.
Praetorian Guard, Solo, Ray, we covered all that. Yeah, Executioner. I thought we'd seen that before. I guess not. Star Wars. I didn't even see that before. Star Wars Tiny Tin.
Yeah, right before. I guess this was last year. They were General Jan was expanding into these other little items that like I don't know,
minis and little
enamel badges. The pins and the badges, and then there's these kind of things. I don't know.
Oh, that's not us.
Oh, hello.
That's Honey Trap, which literally is a honey trap. That's pretty. Is it? That is no.
Lego.
What else we got? We got one more. I think we got one more. Oh, Lego. Forgot about Lego. That was a lot to cover, to be fair. Jesus. I must admit, I am so far out of Lego these days. It's just so expensive, but still do buy the odd bits and pieces.
Yeah, Lego announced. It was a little bit prior to Toy Fair. This will be the 20th anniversary of them having the Star Wars license. So there's some special 20th anniversary sets coming out that include original, the yellow skinned figures, and they come with like little commemorative bases, and there's like a 20th anniversary logo on their back printed. So that's kind of neat. That's like the first figures that they did. Leia, Luke, Vader.
Yep.
On that type of thing.
Classic little mini figure set, the dropship, which sold a ton for Lego at the time.
Yeah.
Little sets. Yeah, you're right. There you go. There's a Han Solo it comes with. So yeah, going back to the yellow figures is kind of like, ugh, but
it's like, boy, it really has come a long way. The license, as far as being more realistic, or as far as a Lego personality goes.
Snowspeeder with God, that figure is still to this day is still an expensive figure, the Lando. And that's one that'll cause a lot of people to spend a lot of money, mistakenly, that loose Lando.
Yep.
Hundreds of dollars at one point, because he only ever came with a Cloud City set. Well, way back to when most of Lego began, 1999, with a Luke Skywalker minifig. Yeah, I think they've been nicer in the flesh, but one of the only places you will ever get a Forlom and a Zuckuss, I believe, from memory. So that's going to be a very popular one, just to get those two minifigures.
Yeah, the Forlom came out in that.
Did it?
In that
right.
pack.
But we never got the Zuckuss.
Right, Zuckuss is new.
Zuckuss is new. God, they've known for years how to stagger those bounty hunters to make sure we.
Now you have to buy a whole nother slave one that's very comparable to one of the first issues of it.
Does look good though.
Yep.
It's that kind of way that even if you miss out on a Lego set, you can guarantee if you just wait 2 or 3 years that they're going to re-release the damn thing all over again, because this has came out before in the past, this Walker.
Yep.
Most of these sets have the droid. This is new.
Yep.
Some interesting stuff. The old pod racer, God, they've made a change to that with the brick. So yes, plenty of Lego. You can kiss goodbye your toy budget on that stuff alone, because it's gonna get you $20. Good God. Yep.
Some resistance stuff coming, which is kind of neat.
That is kind of really nice to see some support for it. And I think we're nearly at the end. I'll just have a look at the page and see if there's any more we've missed.
Yeah, they're kind of introducing a game aspect to a couple of those sets where you're trying to
It is very much, it's re-releasing a lot of kind of bigger sets, but shrinking them down and adding these kind of fire and targeting kind of methods in this game. So, creativity to them, they've really tried to push it into. I think there's a box shot there which shows the firing mechanism on one of them. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe I saw it somewhere else, but I thought they had it somewhere. Is that it? No, never mind. But yeah, so there's some play features on these things. So another element to add to your toy if you want. So Toy Fair was busy. I mean, there was a lot to cover. There was some highs.
Yeah.
Lows for me, but
yeah,
we got toys. So love to hear everyone else's thoughts, I guess.
Yeah, it was surprising. I don't know if I said this during or before we went live, but it was surprising to see, a nice vintage representation from Hasbro, but we saw very little from the Black Series line. Like I said, the Hyperreal was like the main reveal, and then the Celebration exclusive Vader, or not Vader, but Maul and Obi-Wan.
Yep.
That was the only real news out of Toy Fair for the Black Series. So
I think noticeable by absence was any vehicles or creatures for the Black Series 6-inch line.
Yep.
Which suggests there's some in development work for episode 9, or maybe some more vintage vehicles as part of the that kind of line. But yeah, I noticed there was no swoop bike, no speeder bike, no dewback, there was just nothing of that nature, which is kind of unusual.
Yep.
So fingers crossed we get some other stuff in that line, but we're going to see more. San Diego Comic-Con's not far away, literally 3 months away, or 3.5 months. So,
and there'll be some reveals at Celebration, probably at their Hasbro panel, I would think.
Yeah, and there'll be plenty of leaks via yourself and Target, who will ruin San Diego Comic-Con for us, probably. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, plenty more to come.
Yep. Let's see. I think the last thing we have to cover here is any new acquisitions we've picked up since the last time we met.
For me, Vintage Collection, just got a couple of cases in at Dockside. They were lovely, really nice. Yakface, really good figure, really nice touches on him. All the figures pretty good. Klaatu was a bit of a disappointment. I don't know what you thought of him, but
I don't have him yet. Actually, I haven't. In that case, I did get my Yakface. He's right back there on the shelf, right there in the middle.
Pride of place. But yeah, I think that was it. A few John Tyler Christopher comics. Nothing else. Star Wars, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's it. So plenty of pre-orders for stuff because they're not coming yet, but that doesn't count. What about you?
Let's see.
Oh, you did get it. We know that.
I got some pops, like I said the other day. I think my major acquisition, other than the Barge coming next week or the week next, I did receive last week the legendary scale Yoda from Sideshow. I shared a few pictures of that online with me. I do have, let me see, where's my gallery here?
Did you share online? I think you did, didn't you?
I did post, I gotta close some of these windows here.
Got a link. I think I've got a link here.
Let me share this. Share entire screen, increase window. I'll share this. This is the legendary scale Yoda.
Very impressive. Really good facial sculpt.
About 18 inches tall.
Whoa.
Weighs, I don't remember how much it weighs. It's a hefty piece. I mean, it's very solid. Let me see. I'll get some of these larger detail shots. Nice one of his face.
Wow.
It came in various pieces. It's got a display base, some branches that come out of the swamp, his little flute, a little type of creature, his cane, his hands are attached, obviously his head. But yeah, it's a really nice piece. There's a shot of the base at the bottom.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's unnumbered, so we don't know what the edition size is. But
that's kind of criminal. That's on the base.
Yeah, it's really a very cool
wow
bottom. There's another shot of his face.
Wow, look at the detail on that thing.
It's really cool that it's got the hair, and here's the little bug on the rock. Oops. Right there.
That's
Here we
real swamp smell. Scratch and sniff.
Yep. Log. Nice bunch of details. Here's a shot of the flute.
Where are you going to put it, man? 18 inches tall.
I'm going to have a acrylic case made for it.
Yeah, I think
to go over the top, so I don't have to worry about dusting the
Yep.
And it'll go probably at home. This is something that I think, quote, I think, fingers crossed, that I'll be able to actually put out and display and have it be in an actual room that other people might see it. It won't be tucked away in a box or a closet somewhere. So, yeah, hopefully, I'll get that done here in the next year or so.
We all have piles of shame, Jason. Don't worry about it. We all have piles of toys stored up and stacked up in boxes and rooms, and you're not alone. You're not alone. So mine are well hidden at a camera shot, let me tell you.
Yeah.
As my wife says to me, she's like, "Oh, you've always got one cabinet that looks great, but the rest of it's stuffed to the gills." So yeah, you're right.
Otherwise, I think I've been picking up some Marvel Legends. You know, a lot of Captain Marvel stuff. I got the entire Black Panther wave for $5 each at Walmart because Walmart's
silly. Yep.
So I couldn't pass on those. Great figures in that wave. You know, the Claw, the Killmonger is really cool.
Stunners.
King
it's a first complete movie wave, which is nice. Hope to do more.
Yep. Otherwise, that's it.
That's it, indeed.
So I think that will wrap up this edition of the Realm Recap. Where can we find you online, sir?
You can find me, unsurprisingly, at flyguy.net, and links to all the social and YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff are there. And
Excellent. You can find me at Yakface.com, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook-ish sometimes. Yeah, we'll have this show up this weekend, and we'll do another one sometime later this month, hopefully. We were going to do it last week, but
I screwed up. It was me. Time zones.
All right. So, yeah, if there's any other major news that comes out, we'll probably plan on doing another one later here in March. But until then, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.